Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to ATN Bangla. This is Rahabar with the news. First, the UPay headlines. Vote for boat to continue the trend of development, urges Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina at Burguna. 21 development projects inaugurated. The government would be forced to step down if National Unity Front's 7-point demand is not met, says Mirza Fakhrul. And there is no scope of vote rigging through EVM, says CEC. It plans to use EVM on a limited scale in the next parliament election. Now, on to the details. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina has said no one would be spared if anyone resorts to misdeeds. She said BNP chairperson Begum Khalida Zia is now in jail for embezzling the fund of the orphans. The Prime Minister said this at a public rally at Taltuli in Borguna this afternoon. She urged the teachers and guardians to keep an eye so that the students are not involved in drugs and militancy. At this time, she highlighted her government's development projects during the last 10 years, which is now visible throughout the country. Sheikh Hasina urged the people to vote for both to continue the trend of development. Earlier, the Prime Minister inaugurated 21 projects including Shopnir Thikana, the rehabilitation project for the people affected by the construction of thermal power plant at Kolapara under Paira in Potuakhali. Earlier, the Prime Minister inaugurated the newly constructed VVIP complex of air movement flight of Air Force at Tejgaon Airport in the capital. The complex has been built to ensure service to the local and foreign VIP and VVIPs. Speaking on the occasion, Sheikh Hasina said the government is working to modernize Bangladesh Air Force into an international standard. BNP Secretary General Mirza Fakhrul Islam Alamgir has said the government would be forced to step down if the 7-point demand of the National Unity Front is not met. He said this at a rally in Chattogram this afternoon. Mirza Fakhrul said no autocratic government was able to remain in power and none would be able to do so in future by making the people hostage. National Unity Front leaders, including Dr. Kamal Hussain, urged the government to immediately sit for dialogue to resolve the political stalemate. Chief Election Commissioner K.M. Nurul Huda has said there is no scope of vote rigging through EVM. He informed that the Commission has plans to use EVM on a limited scale in the next Parliament election. The CEC said this while inaugurating EVM Fair in Khulna, where EVM is being exhibited and demo of voting through EVM is being carried out. There is scope of casting vote through EVM by 7,039 people of 4 areas in the city. BNP thinks that EVM Fair across the country is the rehearsal for holding a stage-managed election. Party Senior Joint Secretary General Ruhul Kabir Rizvi made the allegation at a press conference at the central office. Rizvi also urged the government to accept the 7-point demand and said question does not arise of taking part in the election under the incumbent Prime Minister. Eminent citizens are apprehensive about holding of national election within such a short period without strong stance of the Election Commission. Speaking at a roundtable organized by Dhaka Forum, they said government sincerity is the main factor in this regard. Shujon President Hafizuddin Khan has opined that holding election by dissolving the parliament is not contrary to the Constitution. Jatiya Party Chairman Hussain Mohammad Ershad has said there is no apprehension regarding holding of the election in December. He said this while inaugurating digital campaign of Jatiya Party at his Bonani office this morning, where the documentary film, theme song and AVs for campaigning were exhibited. RAB DG Benazir Ahmed has said people's participation side by side the government efforts would have to be increased to curb drugs. He said this at the UCB Public Parliament debate competition at ATN Bangla studio of FDC in the capital. Benazir also said RAB has seized Yaba tablets worth about 400 crore taka during anti-drug drives in the last 5 months. BGMEA, University of Fashion and Technology, won the debate competition, beating Ahsanullah University of Science and Technology. Now, news from abroad. A 56-year-old man has been arrested in Florida in connection with a mail bombing campaign aimed at critics of U.S. President Donald Trump. U.S. officials named the man as Cesar Sayok. He faces 5 charges, including mailing explosives and threatening ex-presidents. Trump said the acts were despicable and have no place in our country. 14 items were sent in recent days to figures including former President Barack Obama and actor Robert De Niro. And that's the end of this news bulletin. To view ATN Bangla News, browse www.youtube.com/ATN Tube News. Subscribe and remain with ATN Bangla. Allah Hafiz.